You can try to control the media narrative, manipulate post-game interviews, and have commentators praise your statistics on national television. But when raw, unfiltered footage exposes what actually happens on the court, the story can quickly change. A recent sequence has sparked intense debate and could challenge the narrative surrounding Angel Reese. For months, fans have heard that Reese is a vocal leader, an anchor for her team, and one of the players expected to drive the offense forward. But when the game is on the line, the pressure can reveal a very different story.
Play breaks down, your true colors are out there for the entire world to judge. And for Angel Reese, a single, devastating piece of footage has...
The Atlanta Dream recently faced the Indiana Fever in a dramatic overtime thriller. However, it was not simply the final score that generated attention online. A controversial sequence caught on camera sparked a massive reaction from fans and led to widespread speculation about frustration within the team. The footage quickly became a major topic of discussion. Some viewers questioned whether tensions were growing between Reese and her teammates, while others argued that one missed play should not define an entire player's leadership or career.
Called leader starts screaming at her own teammates to clear out, only to completely choke on a wide-open, point-blank layup.
To understand why the sequence generated so much attention, it is important to look directly at the play. The game was tied, the clock was running down, and the pressure inside the arena was intense. Every player understood that the possession could influence the outcome of the game. Reese was positioned in the paint and appeared to call for space. A teammate moved away, the defense rotated, and the ball eventually came inside. It was the type of moment where a player asking for responsibility had an opportunity to deliver in a crucial situation.
At 6 more layups blocked, it is an epic disaster watching her attempt to play around the basket. We've got to get into it. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit the bell notification, hype the video. That'd be greatly appreciated. Let's get right into things. So Angel Reese took the liberty to put on another show for us in attempted shots around the basket. It is a debacle. It is ridiculous. I mean, just sad. At least you didn't miss 5 layups in the first quarter like you did versus the Fever and embarrass yourself in front of national TV. Here we come. Blocked by Alyssa Smith. You know what? It's almost like you have a really hard time getting off the ground. Look, you barely got off. Did you even jump? Your feet are still on the ground on the layup. What are you doing? Oh, yeah. She can't get off the floor. Charles, did you try to say this girl had a 28-inch vertical? Charles, knock it off. Knock it off. She can't even get off the floor on a layup. I mean, it's sad. All right, here we go. Ooh, come. Blocked by Asia Wilson. Blocked by Asia Wilson again. Just, the girl can't finish around. Look at this. She can't.
However, the finish did not go as planned. Reese was close to the basket with what appeared to be an excellent scoring opportunity, but the shot missed. The possession ended without the result her team needed, and Indiana eventually secured the overtime victory. The internet immediately reacted. Fans and analysts criticized the missed opportunity, particularly because of the confidence and urgency shown before the play. Some argued that if a player demands the ball in a critical moment, they will naturally face stronger criticism when the attempt does not succeed.
Her own point-blank layups. She isn't dominating the paint. She is just cleaning up her own terrible shooting percentage. But missing a shot happens to everyone. The real issue, the issue that is tearing...
What made the reaction even stronger was not simply the missed shot itself, but the perception of entitlement before the play. Fans generally do not have a problem with players being vocal, confident, or demanding. Those qualities can often be valuable. However, criticism becomes inevitable when confidence is followed by a costly mistake. There has also been speculation about frustration inside the locker room, although any claims about internal team conflict should be treated carefully unless confirmed by reliable sources. One difficult possession does not automatically prove that a team has turned against one of its players.
It was the straw that broke the camel's back. Sources indicate that the rest of the roster is exhausted.
The larger issue for Atlanta is maintaining offensive chemistry during crucial moments. Every player has a role, and late-game possessions require communication, trust, and execution. If teammates are constantly adjusting their positioning or offensive approach, the team must ensure that those adjustments are producing positive results. The Dream are competing in a highly competitive environment, and maintaining unity could be essential to their success.
Attempts at just over 9. But look at the percentage, she's 73rd, third to last. And here's the sad thing. The 2 players behind her, you have Jordan Harrison, who's 5'6", and Skylar Diggins, who's 5'9".
Jordan Harrison. Folks, I gotta be honest with you. I've never even heard of that name before. I've never even heard of Jordan Harrison's name before. But this is crazy. 75 players, 2 field goal attempts per game in the paint. Bottom 3 in percentage. Reese, Harrison, and Skylar Diggins. Wow.
Who's 5'9". Looking at Reese right here, it's pretty embarrassing, as unlike Caitlin Clark, who pulls from 35 feet routinely, and Reese's radius is about 5 feet, and even then, her efficiency is piss poor on a level of guards who are 5'6". Now, looking at Caitlin Clark's skyrocketing superstardom, well, it's based off of her game and what she does on the floor. As looking at her post-injury offense restriction, last 11 games, been a thing of beauty. Points per game, 26 points.
This is disgusting. 26, 9.4, 1.3 steals per game, 50, 40, 87. Whew.
3.
Now, the WNBA needs to go to 12-minute quarters. They need to switch to 12-minute quarters so we can really put into perspective how absolutely crazy this is. Because these are really good. These are fucking crazy numbers for NBA stats, for an NBA point guard, averaging 26 and 9.4 in 48-minute game. But this is getting done in a 40-minute game. That's why I think if we take these numbers and we transfer them into like a 48 minutes, she's giving us 30 and 10, hands down.
Assists, 9.4. Steals, 1.3. A much better defense. The overall splits are phenomenal. 50, 41, and 87. If you had those numbers in the NBA full 48-minute game, you're an all-star player flirting with first team All-NBA.
Yep.
The WNBA, that's unheard of, and those numbers are godly. And get this, out of the last 11 games, Clark had 6 games of 20 points and at least 10 assists. Very, very impressive. But here's some context. If you look at WNBA history, the most 2010 games in a season, points and assists. Players not named Clark, here's the top players. Courtney Vandersloot, who had 4 back in 2017. Then Alyssa Thomas, who had 3 in 2023. That means Clark, an 11-game sample size, has more 20 points.
Imagine being the teammate asked to clear space during a critical possession. You follow the instruction, sacrifice your own positioning, and watch the play end in a missed opportunity. Naturally, moments like that can create frustration, especially in a close game. At the same time, comparisons between players can intensify the discussion. While one side focuses on a missed opportunity, the opposing team may have players delivering major performances on the other end of the floor. That contrast can quickly dominate the conversation online. The media reaction also became part of the debate. Some fans felt that commentators were too forgiving, while others believed that the criticism directed at Reese was excessive. Either way, the sequence became another example of how quickly a single play can turn into a major social media controversy.
This is inevitable. But perhaps the most painful part of this entire viral nightmare for Angel Reese is who was standing on the opposite side of the court. While Reese is screaming at teammates and clanking one-foot layups, Caitlin Clark is quietly executing the greatest rookie season in WNBA history. During this exact same game, Clark didn't need to scream at—
The contrast with Caitlin Clark's performance became another major talking point among fans. Supporters pointed to her scoring, playmaking, and ability to create offense in important moments as evidence of her impact. Clark did not need to demand attention on every possession. Her supporters argued that she allowed her performance to speak for itself, creating scoring opportunities, setting up teammates, and putting pressure on the defense. However, comparing two players based on a single sequence can oversimplify the bigger picture. Both players have different roles, strengths, and responsibilities. Still, in the world of sports media, dramatic moments often fuel comparisons, and this overtime matchup was no exception.
We don't need you trying to play point forward and trying to go one-on-one downhill. We don't need you doing that. We have legitimate one-on-one scores. You're just supposed to be a rebounder and a defender here. When is somebody going to be honest and tell her? Why are you going one-on-one at the Defensive Player of the Year and MVP, Asia Wilson? What are you doing? Kick it out. Just kick it out, Angel. It's like you make yourself look crazy when you do this. Look at that, just getting blocked. And then this is what blows. Like, you are not some one-on-one. Like, you getting blocked by Bree Turner? You getting blocked by Bree Turner? Bree Turner is awful. Bree Turner stinks. And this is the player that during the halftime show of the Indiana Fever game, Monica McNutcase and them couldn't be honest about. Andrea Carter couldn't be, oh no, she's not just missing these layups. There's some defense. No, she be missing layups, getting blocked. She's awful around the rim. And y'all wanted to try to cover it up. It's ridiculous, but y'all will try to disrespect and downplay Caitlin Clark at every turn at the podium. Let's take a listen to what Linda Cohn had to say about that.
He asks you, do you know why Monica McNutt, Andrea Carter, and Shanae go out of their way to minimize Caitlin Clark? What do you think of that there? There was a lot of discourse in the chat about that halftime segment.
Yeah, there sure was. I mean, it lit up social media. That's why I wanted to include it. I have nothing against those women. They're all nice women. I always got along with them. But I think Shanae, I don't kill her. I think, I've heard more minimizing attempts by Andrea Carter and Monica McNutt, minimizing attempts of Caitlin Clark's performance, ignoring it. I see it more from them. Shanae was basically the only one that mentioned Caitlin Clark by name, if you noticed in that clip.
They didn't even want to mention the girl's name. But y'all was protecting a player that couldn't make a layup and acting like they were not missing layups. It just doesn't make sense. Linda Cohn has worked with a bunch of these people as well. She's the ESPN legend, okay?
Attempts by Andrea Carter and Monica McNutt for minimizing. Don't kill her. I think, I've heard more minimizing attempts by Andrea Carter and Monica McNutt, minimizing attempts of Caitlin Clark's performance, ignoring it. I see it more from them. Shanae was basically the only one that mentioned Caitlin Clark by name, if you noticed in that clip. She acknowledged it. The other two may believe Caitlin Clark didn't exist. And yeah, listen, I mean, other players on the Fever and the one they mentioned, and even Caitlin Clark gave a shout out to her.
The Atlanta Dream now face questions about how they will respond moving forward. Fans are debating Reese's offensive consistency, leadership style, and role within the team's system. Meanwhile, viral footage ensures that every future performance will receive even greater attention. Whether this sequence becomes a lasting issue or simply another difficult moment in a long season will depend on